Sydney 2000 Paralympic Games. Representing Canada, Donovan Tildsley.
One memory I have, I must have been 2 or 3, and I think I was sitting watching a movie with my parents, and my mom said, "You see with your hands, Mommy and Daddy see with their eyes." And I had no idea what that really meant, but that was my first introduction to it.
Donovan Tildsley is 22 years old. He is a world-class swimmer. He's also blind.
And I remember being 4 and people saying, you know, I can see a tree or I can see something through the car window, and I wondered what that was.
Donovan's arrival marked the beginning of a unique relationship between a blind child and his father, a world-class swimmer, and his coach, Hugh Tildsley.
The first reaction is a whole cascade of emotions. In fact, I'd always had an intuition that somewhere in my life I was going to have to deal with a handicapped child.
I've always been involved in the water ever since I was a little baby, probably since the age of 6 months. As I got older, I would go to the pool with my dad on certain evenings, and he'd suggest, well, why don't I race you to the other end?
You know, I taught him how to swim, and that went really well. In fact, as a 8- and 9-year-old, I was actually in the water with him at Arbutus swimming with the kids, except then he got too fast.
Donovan is a world record holder and 3-time Paralympic medal winner. Several mornings a week, father and son enter their office at Arbutus Club in Vancouver, but instead of a desk, they have a deck.
Okay, let's really concentrate on those hands, right, on recovery, because you got to really keep that streamline there. We're going breaststroke freestyle here. Ready to go.
National team coach for swimmers with a disability, Craig McCord, has seen what Donovan is capable of.
For a person who has no concept of what a frigging swimming pool looks like, the lane rope on each side and water in the middle and an end, a starting block at that end and a starting block at this end, and we can see that. He has an amazing set of eyes in his mind.
But despite his mind's eye, Donovan still needs his father to tell him when to turn.
I have somebody who runs back and forth, or somebody who stands at either end and taps me on the head with a plastic stick with a foam pad on the end. It's called a tapper, and that's how I know to do a flip turn.
Hey, Donovan, look, we can't really deal with that insecurity at the wall, okay? Okay, you feel the tap, you make the touch, you get off the wall, okay? Just trust the tap.
The bond between them flows through swimming lanes and into life.
And I think having my dad as my coach has been a real asset. I think we've established a really good relationship, and you know, I'm not just another swimmer, another number on a team. It lets me do my thing. If I have something to do that's maybe more pressing, then he's fine with me not doing a practice. And I think he understands me and understands that, and that adds a certain balance to my life.
Often the distinction between who's coach and who's being coached blurs. Donovan has opened the eyes of others, even though he can't see himself.
The reality is that Donovan has made me a very much better parent, because when you have a child who's born with a disability, all of your other expectations, you know, your agenda on the kid is gone. It's completely erased.
To Hugh, Donovan's greatest accomplishments have nothing to do with swimming, but rather
how he's growing as a young man, how he's growing with independence, finishing his degree, and showing the ability to stick handle his way through life with quite a severe physical disability.
We, as able-bodied individuals, I honestly believe we're the ones that are disabled. These individuals out there that we deal with in disability sport, they are such amazing people in the sense that our worst day isn't even close to what their worst day is.
Because too often I think people with disabilities are seen as kind of fragile, and you know, don't say anything, you might break them, you might cut them. But I'm far more in the sighted world than the blind.
Donovan and those closest to him have turned a disability into an empowering opportunity.
One of the main reasons I got to where I am is because of the people that's been in my life. I don't think could have come as far without my dad as my coach. I owe a lot of where I am and what I've done to the efforts of others.
You're thinking long, you're thinking deep, you're thinking controlled, you're thinking straight arm recovery, okay?
I see swimming as just one part of who I am and my personality and my life, and with my dad as my coach, I've been able to keep it that way for the most part.
I wouldn't wish, you know, some of the challenges that we've had with Donovan and the world around on anybody, but I'm convinced it makes you a better parent.
Good job, Donovan. That's awesome, eh?
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Just be yourself. Don't worry about changing who you are to accommodate my needs, because aside from not having sight, I'm just like you. Hi, you've reached Donovan. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave a message, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much, and remember, you don't happen to make it, you make it happen. So make it happen today. Bye now.